Yeah, okay. Hi, I'm Greg Locke. I'm the director and writer behind the film Forever in Space. Hanging out in my apartment, playing some records and working my way through a nice big jar of sweet red peppers. The big slices at 3 a.m. here in Kensington, Brooklyn. Just another night, and I wanted to share a little conversation I had with Kelly about the film, so here it is. New York.
New York City?
New York City.
New York City.
New York City. Yeah. What's your name?
I'm Kelly Sebastian.
Actress.
Actress.
What else?
Producer.
Oh.
Co-editor of Forever in Space.
It's a lot of tasks.
Yeah, but I'm very, very proud of this film.
So this movie was approached in a really strange way, right? How'd you come to work on such a strange project?
I answered an acting ad first and met Greg.
Me?
That guy. At a Whole Foods in the Lower East Side. And it was basically presented to me as this manifesto. This filmmaker had this wild idea of making a movie with zero money. In New York, doing it all ourselves, hands-on, and we just started talking film, talking shop, talking what we knew, found out we're both big cinephiles, and I was like, okay, I'm involved. And then I got involved as a producer to basically make it happen, because that's what you do when it's all hands on deck. I took my socks off.
Why? It's the middle of winter.
Because I'm more comfortable without socks on.
No, that's good. Okay.
And in New York, you don't wear shoes in apartments. It's gross.
So people outside the industry, and even a lot of people in the industry, don't know the difference between low budget, micro budget, macro budget, no budget. Just to give them an idea, low budget at a festival is typically 250 grand and under, sometimes even more.
Yeah, that's the category breakdown.
No budget, this is what's interesting that people don't even believe when I tell them. No budget typically means 25 grand or under, sometimes even 50 grand or under. So we're calling this zero budget.
Yeah.
Which, what does that mean? How do you explain that to your aunt who doesn't know anything about movies?
My aunts probably do know some things about movies. But, so zero budget is basically like starting with zero. No money. If there is a cost, it is a very hard cost that we absolutely had to have, which was a light bulb or batteries. We didn't have a budget that any of that cost came out of. This one, I'll take this one, I'll take this one.
Have you seen Bronson?
Oh yeah. I'll take this one.
There's obviously a lot of problems with the film industry, but I've been really happy lately because one thing that I've seen changing, slowly but changing nonetheless, is that women are finally making ground in the industry. And you never used to see movies, TV shows, whatever, where the female was the absolute character.
Right.
Obviously we have a lot of female directors and stuff getting work now too, but I'm a dude. I wanted to write a movie with a female lead, a strong female lead, and that's what this is. Tell me about, I guess, the experience for you.
Yeah, I think, you know, in my initial reading of the script, like, I was like, whoa, like, who is this character? And it not being a female character that I had ever seen on screen. You know, film blogger, this girl that's so submerged into subcultures and culture, like heavily submerged into culture.
So we've been lucky to work a bit with Bob Hawke from Film Hawk, and he's sort of consulted with us what our movie is and what we should do with it. And he's part of the reason why we're premiering at CineQuest. He suggests that we submit to them. And he told us straight up that not everyone's going to love your movie. This is a movie that some people are really going to love, and a lot of other people are not going to connect with at all.
Yeah.
How did that make you feel when he said that? I felt great, because to me, like, that's what art should be. It should be something that challenges people. It's a difficult way to go, though. Yeah.
Well, I think for myself, like, I was on the same side as you. Like, I really loved hearing that, because with the art that I like and the films that inspire me and the bands that I like, you know, like, I listen to stuff and people are like, what is that? They don't even know what it is, and I love it. And it's so unique and it's mine, you know? And there will be people that love this movie and will rewatch it and love finding the Easter eggs and all the reference tos, and there's so much in there that, you know, that we poured into it that is just like, you know, a film, like a film nerd's dream, you know, like, I would be a fan of this movie.
That was a lot of fun.
That was fun. That was not a date.
Oh.
Oliver.
Well, I was just kind of... I thought maybe...
You thought what?
I thought maybe we could pretend. We don't have to hook up or anything, but I thought maybe we could be like... buds.
You want to pretend that we're a couple?
Yeah? I don't know. It's just... like, we're not old friends, and like, we didn't meet on the internet, and I didn't meet you through someone at a party. It's just... this, you and I, just feels kind of different. Organic.
It doesn't work like that.
This city is like the loneliest city sometimes, and people move here scared shitless of each other. Yeah. And when was the last time you made a real friend? You went to grad school, right?
Twice.
When was the last time you made a real friend since then?
Is this a movie that people outside of New York can like?
I definitely think people outside of New York will love this
it's so New
movie.
York.
If you like artsy New York movies, it's so New York. She's my main antagonist. Like, it's really like a look at city life. Like, if you love New York, yes. Like, the idea of what happens here is something that it's hard to explain New York to people like that have never lived here. You know, you can say it's cool, you can say it's gritty, you can say it's so diverse. But there is, you know, that energy of inspiration that's here, and I think that in your camera work, in your cinematography, you definitely capture it. Like, it's hypnotic, and, you know, if you love New York, the idea of New York, there's also the idea of New York for someone that lives in Iowa that, like, just thinks it's the coolest place, you know, and it's pretty cool.
I think it's really fitting that we're premiering at CenterQuest because it's the technology-focused festival. And for us, our movie doesn't exist without the new technology that's happened in the last just couple years.
Yeah.
We're able to get this $600 camera that looks incredible. Yeah. Because it's hacked. Right. The settings are hacked. And, you know, the cheapest light kit you've ever seen.
It's pretty...
like,
freaking cheap.
People would not believe some of the things we use. I mean, technology. This would not exist without technology.
Magic. Yeah.
It really is. Like, this industry is really changing, and this is why you can make a zero budget.
Yeah.
But was that frustrating for you? Because you've worked. I mean, you've had Arri Alexa cameras pointed at you and stuff like that.
And I've shot on a bunch of different cameras. I think it's just. I just think it's the coolest way to be able to do it. You know, just like, okay, guerrilla style, small crew, everything is compact, and we go into our own little, you know, like micro environment of creativity.
Hey, what do you know about Law doing hard drugs?
Well, I know she has to do some for work.
She has to.
Well, like the really high-end stuff is kind of like David Lynchy.
Jesus. So, when I moved in, I found what I'm pretty sure is heroin. Last week I found meth. Yeah.
Whoa. I thought weed, maybe a little coke, sometimes some shrooms, but...
Hardcore stuff. Why would it be at our house?
So what I think is interesting is kind of like this form of like the new filmmaker doing it all. You know, like the first director that I heard was doing writing and camera and editing and score was Robert Rodriguez. You know, the guy was doing it all. Or Soderbergh, you know, but he didn't use his own name. You know, you'd kind of like put a little aliases on it, and you know, not until I basically started working with you did I realize that like it's happening on this level of like emerging filmmaker.
Yeah.
You know, like doing it all. You wrote it, you directed it, you shot it, we edited it, but also doing like the graphic design, the websites, you know, all of our press materials, you know, all of that, like, you know, and having those different skill sets is amazing, you know, but like, you know, how do you see other, like, do you know of other directors that, like, slashers, you know, you're a bunch of slashers, you know, kind of emerging?
I think for me it happens because I have no money. I would love to hire someone who knows how to shoot really well to shoot for me. But instead before we shot a single thing, I made sure I knew how to do everything that I needed to do, and that I had everything I needed to do it. Part of the reason it's shot in black and white is because I knew I could make something that looked good in black and white, and I wouldn't have to do color grading for 2 months and stuff like that.
Right, yeah.
I knew I could get it to look how I wanted it to look.
Yeah.
So I'm able to do a little bit of everything using these different skill sets I've had, or teaching myself using the internet or something. Like, and I do think that there are a lot of people doing this now. Maybe not quite to the degree that we did on this movie, where basically I was trying to do everything myself, and then you started stepping in more and more along the way.
Yeah. To
the point that you're there almost every time I'm working on it now.
Yeah.
And we're working on it together. Press materials, whatever. I mean, we're designing business cards and stickers, which most people even farm out that sort of.
Right.
They'll farm out everything that they can. We, to save money, did it all ourselves.
This is like your own thrift store version of the Criterion Closet. We've got some bad stuff in here, man. There's some good stuff, but you're gonna need to make some cuts.
Okay. What do we do? I don't know.
I don't know.
Can you make me laugh? Try to make me laugh. Okay. All right.